Welcome back to my channel. Today's update is one of the biggest and most unexpected immigration developments of December. And if you're planning to come to Canada as a student, worker, or PR applicant, you absolutely need to hear this. IRCC has just confirmed a brand new surge in application backlogs. And this update is going to affect processing times, visa approvals, PR pathways, and even travel plans for thousands of applicants around the world. So stay with me until the end because I am breaking down everything you need to know in the simple and most practical way, including why the backlog is increasing again, what categories are being affected the most, and what you must do right now to avoid delays or refusals in this period of unpredictable immigration changes. Let's start with a quick but powerful hook. Imagine submitting your application months ago, thinking it would be processed before the end of the year, only to wake up to the news that the backlog you thought was finally improving has surged again. Processing times are being pushed, applicants are getting stuck in review stages, and IRCC officers are now prioritizing some categories over others. This is exactly what's happening right now in December. And for many people, this is not just an inconvenience, it's a life-changing delay. That's why today's update is so important, because the more you understand about the system, the better you can position your application for success. So let us dive into what IRCC confirmed. The number of applications in backlog, meaning applications not processed within the standard service times, has officially increased again this December. After months of gradual improvement throughout mid-2025, the system is facing pressure once more for three main reasons: a sharp rise in new applications, staffing challenges inside RCC, and seasonal slowdowns that always affect the last quarter of the year. But this time the surge is higher than expected, and it's causing concerns for applicants both inside and outside Canada. One of the biggest factors contributing to the backlog is the massive spike in study permit and work permit applications. Despite IRCC's new rules and stricter eligibility criteria for international students, Canada is still receiving a very high volume of applications, especially from students planning for the January and May 2026 intakes. Many students rushed to submit their files before new rules came into effect, leading to thousands of applications entering the system at the same time. Officers simply couldn't process them fast enough, and this has pushed many files into the backlog category. Work permits, especially closed work permits in LMIA-based applications, are also seeing delays. Many Canadian employers are urgently trying to fill positions as the labor shortage continues, and this demand is putting extra pressure on IRCC to process applications faster. But with limited staff, the existing workload is spilling over into January and February. Then we have the PR applications under Express Entry, Provincial Nominee Program, and Family Sponsorship. Even though IRCC introduced new automation tools earlier this year to speed up processing, the December surge has slowed things down again. Some Express Entry applicants are experiencing longer security and eligibility checks. Many PNP applicants are stuck waiting for final decisions, even after submitting all required documents. Family sponsorship applicants, especially spouses, are facing longer than usual timelines due to holiday slowdowns, combined with the backlog spike. Another key reason for the backlog increase is that December is traditionally a slower month for government processing. IRCC offices operate with reduced staff due to holidays, internal audits, and year-end administrative work. This creates a buildup of applications that starts in late November and spills into the new year. Normally, IRCC prepares for the slowdown, but this year, the volume of applications exceeded expectations. Now, let's talk about what categories are being affected the most. First, international student applications are facing one of the biggest hits. Many students who applied for January intake are now being pushed to the May or September intake because their files cannot be processed in time. Some are even receiving late requests for additional documents, which further delays the decision. If you're a student planning to apply, it's crucial to prepare your documents early, double-check every detail, and avoid rushing your application. Even a small mistake can push your file deeper into the backlog. The second category heavily impacted is temporary resident visas, visitor visas, super visas, and family visit visas. The holiday season increases travel to Canada, especially from families wanting to reunite for winter holidays, and this surge has overwhelmed visa offices. Many applicants who plan to travel in late December or early January may now face delays that affect their travel plans. This is particularly challenging for families hoping to attend weddings, graduations, or special events. Next comes the workforce category. LMIA-based workers, open work permits for spouses, and post-graduation work permits are all seeing processing slowdowns. Spousal open work permits are especially affected because IRCC is now applying extra scrutiny to ensure eligibility, financial stability, and genuineness of the relationship. PGWP extensions, even though they are automated, are still facing longer review times due to verification checks. Now let's look at what IRCC is doing to respond to this new backlog surge, according to internal updates. IRCC is shifting more staff towards high-priority categories such as economic immigration, family reunification, and international student files for January intake. They're also planning to roll out more automation tools in early 2026 to reduce manual workload. But automation only works efficiently when the applicants submit clear, complete, and error-free documents. If your file has missing information or unclear details, automation cannot solve it, and your file will automatically be flagged for manual review, which can add weeks or even months to your timeline. IRCC is also reallocating staff between global visa offices depending on demand. For example, visa offices in Asia, Africa, and the Middle East see the highest volume of applications in December. So IRCC is issuing internal adjustments to balance processing across international offices. However, this process takes time, and results won't be immediate. Now let us shift to what you should be doing right now if you have an active application or you're planning to apply soon. The first thing is to avoid submitting incomplete or inconsistent documentation. Every missing item, even something as simple as an unsigned form or an unclear bank statement, can push your file into the backlog. If you are applying for a study permit, ensure your financial documents are strong and clearly demonstrate your ability to support yourself. If you're applying for PR, double-check your employment letters, police certificates, and medicals to avoid delays during background checks. The second thing you must do is monitor your IRCC account regularly. Many applicants miss important messages, requests for documents, or changes in application status simply because they don't check their portal frequently. With backlogs increasing, IRCC is not granting extra time for document requests, so missing a message can have serious consequences. The third thing is to avoid planning fixed travel dates or commitments based on estimated processing times. With the new backlog surge, IRCC is urging applicants not to make irreversible plans such as booking flights, kiting jobs, or signing housing contracts until they receive written approval of their application. This is especially important for international students and families waiting for TRVs. Another important point is to remember that IRCC officers are now using stricter assessment criteria for financials, employer genuineness, and study intentions. This means that even small inconsistencies can lead to delays or additional verification steps. Be prepared for possible document requests and ensure your information is accurate and consistent across all forms, documents, and letters. Let's also talk about December processing times. Many categories that previously saw decisions in 4 to 8 weeks are now seeing extended time. Some applications that were expected to be processed before year-end may not receive decisions until late January or even February. This is extremely common during backlog surges, so patience and preparation are key. Now let's address one of the biggest concerns applicants have. Will this backlog surge affect Canada's immigration levels for 2026 and 2027? Based on current indicators, Canada still plans to welcome a high number of new immigrants, workers, and students in the coming years. The backlog surge does not mean fewer approvals, it simply means slower processing. Canada needs skilled workers, international graduates, healthcare professionals, and trades workers. But IRCC wants to ensure applications are thoroughly reviewed to prevent system abuse and maintain program integrity. Many applicants are also asking whether this backlog surge could lead to tighter rules or new restrictions. For now, IRCC has not announced any new restrictions tied to the backlog itself. However, immigration policies evolve constantly, and more updates are expected in early 2026. The best strategy is to stay updated, prepare your documents early, and avoid risky or rushed submissions. As we move toward the end of the year, the situation may stabilize, but it's important to understand that IRCC's priority is accuracy, not speed. So if your application is delayed, don't panic. Backlogs happen every year, and most applications eventually move forward once staffing levels and workload balance improve. Before we wrap up, let me give you one powerful tip. Always submit a strong explanation letter with your application, whether it's a study permit work permit, or PR. A well-written letter can help IRCC understand your situation, your intentions, and the clarity of your documents. This can sometimes help reduce the chances of additional document requests, which ultimately helps avoid delays. And now, as we reach the end of this deep December update, I want to thank you for staying till the end. These immigration changes affect real people, real families, and real futures. And my goal is to help you navigate the process with clarity, confidence, and accurate information. If you found this update helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss important Canadian immigration updates that could impact your journey. Thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video with another important update.